Where is my sacred music folder? There we go. You lost your 84 watch. How did you lose your streak? What happened? Oh. No. Honestly, that's more on Twitch than you, probably. I don't know how you missed one, though. I don't I wonder if there's like a mercy way I could give it back to you. I think if you watch the VOD, I think that gives it back to you. Like, you don't gotta watch like the whole VOD, you just gotta like look at it. It appears someone is knocking on our door. I shall investigate as to why. It was my roommate. They forgot to... They forgot their keys. It is all good. Oh shit, when did the music stop? Well, here we go. Now, is everything posted? Am I good? I think it is. Yeah, I don't know. After 24 hours after the stream ended, what stream did you miss? Also, hi, Erden. I didn't say, you've pretty much been there for all of them, so I'm just like, what the fuck? Proof for it didn't happen, you know? Yeah, Erden, how you doing? As well as you, as well as you would tell me, how are you doing? Are y'all too good? Must have been the last one I did. The last one I did was on Thursday. I'm pretty sure you were there. Oh! Couldn't say. I mean, I've just been sticking to schedule as of late, so... Ugh. I need to stop popping my knuckles. That is a very bad habit. I started doing it and my brain's like, satisfaction. And I was like, no, wait, stop doing what you're doing. It's not what you need to do. Might have like creaky fingers by the time I fucking turn 26. I'm gonna be able to feel the joints. Just I heard something. No, I wouldn't doubt it if it was my sinuses, like, just being like, ooh. It's been raining on and off for the past few days. Yesterday, a fucking lightning strike hit one of the power poles in town, and we were without power exactly at 8 p.m., and we got it back at like 1:30 a.m. It fucking sucked. Because I was like about to fall asleep finally in this fucking hot-ass weather, and then it just, you know, everything turned on suddenly, and it's like flashbang from my computer across the way. And they're just like, ah, great, I'm glad you work, monitors. Now can you turn yourselves back the fuck off? No, pretty much just like, I don't ever actually like reach back. A bad habit I've been taught is just don't bother turning off your monitors because it's gonna consume the same amount of power either way. So I just leave them. I shut down and then they just kind of like, you know, put themselves in shutdown mode too. And they just like wake themselves up whenever you get around to it. All right, give me my synthwave list. Give me... There we go. You know, I have no honest idea what stream you could have missed, because I'm 90% certain I've seen you for all of them. And even then, like I said, watch streaks are like... I don't know, Twitch in and of itself is a unreliable program, so I wouldn't be surprised if you just lost it because it just stopped tracking it. It was just like, ah, you know what, you didn't do a double check. You're in 4, kaboom, there goes your streak. Why? Because why not? Who wants to maintain their streaks and rewards with their favorite streamer whenever you could just not? And bitches say YouTube's worse. Fucking... all streaming platforms are garbage, to be honest. I have yet to find one person with a streaming platform who doesn't complain about it. Yeah, like, Twitch is great, but it's only as great as you have tools for it. Everything has to plug back into Twitch. And that's what makes a lot of other streaming things suck, because they don't have the same flexibility that Twitch does. Which is annoying. And that's not even addressing other streaming platforms beyond YouTube and Twitch, because there's more out there. It's just, like, I don't even know how I could connect my OBS to them. There is no option beyond Twitch and YouTube, so it would have to be, like, some sort of weird bullshit I would have to do. But then to, like, try and get, like, commands or something working on there? That requires a special amount of TISM. I don't know, I would need to, like, actually find a platform and then just, like, poke at it in order to figure out how I would go about that. Because Lord knows I can improvise something, but I need the tools to do so, and the, you know, the general thing to go off of. I can't just, you know, clap my hands together and make it happen. Ah. Oh my god. I've also just had a rough start today, honestly. Oh. You know what I mean? You know when you're like your sinuses are like halfway kicked in, you're like half stuffy, but you're like existing, like you're fine, but you could be better. It's not a merry existence, but it is an existence. I'm willing to bet it's because of all the fucking storms that's been rolling through, followed up with like heat wave, stop, heat wave, stop, heat wave, stop. And how every fucking storm warrants a fucking flood warning. It's like, we get it. There's water. What do you want me to do? It's water. Oh, that's cute. I'm just reading over the aviotic, like, thing, because I never actually finished the video, because the moment I did, my power went out. Oh shit, you can grow your own ammo. As literally everyone has told me. I wouldn't say, for the most part, it looks pretty fucking awesome. But we're still waiting for their DLC release. Kobe, hi Kobe! Hello! Hello, hi! Hi! Shaking your hand, hello! Hello! I hope you're doing well! Welcome! Welcome, we have, we have books. I have stuff and things, and stuff. Wait, did I ever, what is this one? Oh, right, it was my... I know what this one is. Ah, just yapping. Yes, for right now. You see, I was indecisive, and so I was like, what if I just started off with, like, just rambling at myself for, like, 30 minutes, make a poll, have nothing vote for it, and then just, like, play something out of, like, a hat. Not TF2, though. Had enough of TF2 for today. And I can't do Armello, as much as I, like, find it as, like, a good idle game. I can't do Armello. Listen, I can't keep streaming dead categories. I can't keep doing it. I can't keep going, look, chat. Game that is as old as me. I mean, if I really wanted to be, like, you know, on top of things, I'd be, like, streaming Pow World or something, since everyone's watching that right now. But I also am smart enough to realize that streaming Pow World would also get me nowhere. See, that's the curse of big categories. Yeah, everyone's watching them, but you're a fish in the barrel, you know? Like, there's a bunch of other fish. Val on top of things, and I mean, with 88, that was a sex joke, wasn't it? That was. You know, sometimes I think I'm bad about things, and then I remember that I talk to people on the internet for a living. The joke is sex. The joke has always been sex. The joke will always be sex. Listen, We're furries. We specialize in 3 things: sex, drugs, and alcohol. And well, I'm out of drugs and alcohol, so I only got the 1. And here, you can have the single one. You get the token. And Art of Various. That is true too. Do you think like, hi Stitch, us queers do be courting quite often. I mean, it's fun for some people. It's fun if you do it right. And you know, if you're in the right place, right time, then it's okay. Plus, I mean, like, I don't know, we just find ourselves attractive. Like, look in the mirror. You would kiss what's in that mirror, wouldn't you? So why wouldn't other people? I am making a broad assumption there. Like, I'd assume. You know, I look at myself in the mirror and I go, damn, I'm good looking. And it helps stave off the depression. Sometimes you have to remind yourself that you're human, you know, and like, you're capable of flaws and not everyone's perfect. And not everything will be perfect. That's why you gotta embrace the flaws. I still need to contact a hairstylist though. I need to get a hold of a hairstylist and get my hair done. I'm just nervous about it. I also need to call up the hospital again for bottom surgery. They never called me back. They're going to be a dummy more than often than one might expect. And make people feel good, and sometimes already feels great. Yeah, exactly. You know, if everyone's consenting and everyone's having fun, then, you know, fuck it. Listen, half the reason I sometimes just like turn on nudity or whatever is just because I think it's funny. Or I just like find an outfit that's very good and it's like, but it doesn't work if I have something in the way. Something I've learned, nobody will ever call you back, ever. Yeah, pretty fucking much. And it's a standard I hate. I love being forced to constantly call the government and or hospital and or anything else in regards to information they need to disclose to me. Fucking neurotip. Fucking real. No. Fucking answering machine and shit. Say things they don't mean with too much ease, yeah? Essentially, I need to get a hold of the hospital and, you know, finally get my fucking quote. I called them before and they did call me, to be fair. It's just for some reason my phone didn't, like, play my ringtone or anything, so I missed it completely. Sometimes Ginnerbait has great looks, that is true. Have you seen, like, Zenless Zone Zero and that company's, like, all of that company's works? Like, half of that is Ginnerbait. I guess so much we have to fight and struggle to get basic stuff done with the government. Listen, where would we be, right? Where would we be in society if we didn't have to pay tooth and nail for the government, as well as to, like, essentially, like, you know, castrate yourself in order to get their attention? Listen, I got pulled over because I had South Dakota plates, and then he figured out several other things and absolutely fucked me raw. And then had the gall to look me in the eye and say, "You're not gonna kill yourself, right?" And it's like, bro, really? The amount of effort it takes for people to do their fucking job is 0, but you know how it is. Listen, I may be getting paid, but I'm not paid to help. I'm paid to exist. Listen, I shit you not. Bitches be like, no, don't pirate things, don't trust like the random weed seller on the corner. Yeah, but the weed seller on the corner is not going to be fucking me at every twist and turn. He's always just going to be like, yeah, here's like 3 ounces, bro, and why don't you buy this shit legally? Because I actually know what I'm getting. No, I mean the amount of effort we have to put in to get people to do their fuck. Oh, I get what you mean. Yeah. You know what's a better life and country is why I go to protest. Jesus, that guy sucks. Listen, orange peel bad. We can say it. It's okay. This is a orange peel bad zone. Listen, my rules even state like we're fucking radical liberals here, and coming up to us with a different opinion and or hate is warrant of mockery. All right, listen, it's okay. I promise you. I believe in human rights. I know that's controversial, but I believe in basic human rights. I gotta like put my lamp on. It just got dark all of a sudden. But like, I feel like we need more protests. Honestly, I feel like we should be out in the streets a lot more. You know, like they're essentially abducting people who are trans who try to fly like externally now and shit like that. They're trying to do a lot of fucky shit. And I'm more surprised that we haven't taken up arms or something about it yet. Like, we should go the way of the French, learn from them, and just understand that we can do things. Radical liberal is a very funny statement because it makes sense, because in America, liberal doesn't actually mean liberal. That's kind of political science 201, though. I mean, yeah. I mean, I absolutely love your stuff so much. You keep it up, girl. You too! Waba. You do your best. But that's the thing, right? So, politically, it's... I don't know. To be honest, I don't even try to keep up with politics anymore because it's just like, damn, what right did they take away from me this week? You know, so it's just like, at that point, in order to like maintain my mental health, I'm not gonna bother because there's not much I can do in my current position. Oh. Ooh, I just like itched my eye in like all the right ways. Oh, that's so nice. Oh. Oh, that's so good. Ah. Well, fuck, now I like half blinded myself. You know, when your eye just has like that, like, irritated feeling. And you like you kind of like rub it to like itch it, and you're like, oh, it's so nice, but then you get like all full of tears and stuff because you're like, the moisture. My eyeballs. Doesn't help my glasses are chained to my face because my headphones are locking them in. Out here looking like a snack. Hi, Smoke. Oh my god, my voice died there. What am I up to? Concurrently, I am staring at my OBS and going between both chats and reading them out loud. That is what I am doing. I am vibing. I am staring at my lovely model and going, damn, I would.
Good girl.
I'll strangle you, is what I'll do. But you know, fucking hell, can I stop knocking things almost off my desk? Well, that's more on me for having the 5,000 pill bottles in the way. I need to go through and reorganize my room again. Like, I have the shelf of silicone sculptures, but like, I still have just a bunch of junk on top of it. Get rid of that. I'm sure you will. Yes, I will. I have impeccable graspers. Right? I'm gonna get one of those like you know those like plastic hands with like the little lever you like press and it like opens up and like shoots out, and then you let go and it like clasps and it comes back like an extendo grabber. I'm just gonna get like 2 of those. I'm just gonna like click at you like a crab with graspers. What was that called again? It's called like carcinization again. The like tendency for evolution to go towards crabs. That's carcinization, right? I think it's carcinization. Is it carcinization? Yeah. Okay, I knew it. God, I'm so smart. But yes, today's docket. Alright, yes, you are. I'll... Clack clack is what I'll do. But... I don't know what kind of... I don't know what kind of threat clack clack is, but you get to deal with it. But you know, today's order of business is, train of thought. I'm not sure what to play. And I have like a couple games I'm of interest in right now. There's Pow World, which is the biggest one right now. I can continue Rain World and get up. There's Rain World, of which I can get mad at. There's Brain. There's also Voices of the Void that I could continue. It's just, I mean, we're over message. Oh, Jesus Christ! Why did I just like completely fucking lose track of where I am? This is just, I mean, we're over 2 minutes. This is just that meme where over messages, two people say they're going to do a bunch of stuff, and when they finally meet up, it's just pointing fingers together in a circle and saying, can we maybe cuddle? Short circuit to me. Listen, I don't know what that was. No, I know what it was. I was trying to read it too fast. See, I have a good, like, I'm really, my English was my strongest course in high school, right? And like, I'm a good writer. You know, I won't say anything for the stories, but I'm a good writer. And my English teachers despised me because they would give me a book and I would finish it in less than a day, right? So I read incredibly fast. Like, I understand what you're saying, but my mouth physically cannot keep up with my reading rate. So it's just like, I've already gone through your message, but my mouth is still on like the meme. So it turns into like I'm over here doing like new information already. My mouth is just like, oh, girl, stop. Listen, we can't just keep going from one to another. The throat can't handle it. We're supposed to read together as a class. I've already finished the sequel. Y'all need to lock the fuck in. I hated those books so much. I'm the reason they stopped letting us take them home. Apart from, you know, just lack of funding. I literally would just sit there in class while they're like, you know, like reading through the first chapter, and I'm like, I'm already like halfway done through this fucking novel, dude. And it's like, oh, is this curtain red? Why is this curtain red? Is it foreshadowing? And it's like, well, no, according to the end of the book, the curtain's just fucking red. However, Chekhov's gun in the background did indeed come in handy. I don't know. I hate that part of literature. I understand why they do it, but I fucking hate it. I hate the fucking, yes, discern meaning in this random description or random thing and like massively overcomplicate the message that it's trying to convey. It's like the curtains are just fucking red because they're red. It's not like, it's not that complicated. Sometimes, yes, it is symbolism, and in which case, good. You used your brain. But half the fucking time, the curtains are just fucking red because they're red. And I always use that example when I talk about this because that's just how it feels. What did fucking Tom Sawyer mean when he called the black guy the N-word? Well, clearly he meant the N-word because, like, it's that time of... It's literally back in that time. It's also Tom Sawyer. And Huckleberry Finn, that's just how it is. Well, no, you see, Tom wasn't actually being racist or demeaning him. It was actually a means to point out that he knew they were the killer beforehand or whatever. No. No, what? That's not how that works. It's like taking Cyberpunk and going like, so they called them Choom, which means friend, but they're not friends. So clearly it's hinting in the future that you're going to kill them. It's like, no, that's just what they say. It's just what they do. It's kind of like sci-fi in a sense where it's trying to over-explain existence, and it's like, no, don't do that. Half the fun of sci-fi is explaining that shit off camera, not on camera, because on camera, everyone should just know what it is because that's just part of the setting. I've talked about it before. And I've talked about it a good few times. So I won't go into too much detail, but essentially, like, the best thing that a story can do is ask a question and not answer it, up to the audience. Exactly. Another good thing a story can do is leave things subject to interpretation. I absolutely hate TV shows, movies, books, anything that just like just tells you the moral of the story. Actually, the best thing a story can do is say no, too. Shout out for hard sci-fi. True. Listen, like, my biggest complaint about a lot of sci-fi is that it's just like, ah, yeah, this is a replicator. It does the replicating food thing. And it's like, okay, but no, everyone should know this unless the character is like just from a fundamental different technology state, but like you're in a, the magic box problem. What is the magic box problem? That is a new one to me. Right? The replicator. Oh, you mean the one with the food? Like what Star Trek does? Like, how do you... It's a magic box that makes problems go away. Yeah, true. I don't mean, like, you also don't have to explain everything in sci-fi. Sometimes it's better just to be like, yeah, this is just a laser gun. It does the laser. Hard sci-fi is often written from the nerdy narrator's perspective anyway. True. Resource scarcity, never heard of her, and how they think it works. I mean, listen, you can sit down and try to explain so many different things with, like, scientific concepts we have now, but the fundamental problem of sci-fi is that it's so far in the future, those theories and ideas don't apply anymore. So what are you to do when, like, a year down the line they completely disprove your, like, oh, wormhole theory, you know? You're just kind of fucked. Also, resource scarcity is a good, like, plot line, but I love, like, Lancer's take on it, where you're in the future, resources are abundant for everyone, you literally just, like, 3D print mechs, and all you need is, like, licenses, and your currency is more so your actual, like, reputation, information, that sort of deal. Delve into how the firing mechanism works and the lore behind it just in the 5 seconds it takes for someone to whip it out and shoot. Yeah. And it's like, you don't need to do that, bro. Like, it just unironically look at me, call me dumb, and call it a ray gun. Bada bing, bada boom. We all understand what it is now. The Expanse is one of my favorite Jesus Christ, sci-fi series. Part of it, at least. The basic setting is good. Once you get to season 3 or 4, though, I stopped liking it. Isn't The Expanse the one where, like, they have, like, realistic decompression? Like bullets in space are very dangerous because if it punctures a hole, it'll, like, suck you into the hole and, like, kill you. Yeah, I like that. Hard sci-fi is more about taking the time to expound upon the hidden details, like how the gun was developed prior to the events in the book that you'd never know. Oh yeah, no, that's fine. You can absolutely, like, sit there and do that, but, like, when you're telling the main story, leave it optional, you know? Space fights are literally perfect. Listen, my favorite sci-fi thing ever is Space Station 13, so I can't say shit. Because you're essentially like, oh yeah, here's a bar of gold. You know, I like this bar of gold, and then I'm, like, holding up what is, like, lead painted as gold, and I'm going, yeah, I like gold too. Look at this bar of lead that's spray painted gold. It's great. I just like it. I think it's neat. I lick it all the time. What kind of paint is it? It's also lead paint. It's a lead bar painted with golden lead paint. And it is immaculate. Is that brain disease I taste on there? And then when the infantry fighting, it's abysmal Hollywood dog shit. Okay, infantry fighting in sci-fi has always been, like, troublesome. Because it always just turns into, like, well, why wouldn't you just use funny sci-fi gun? And you have to find justification for people getting in close and personal. And to justify the use of most weapons to begin with, honestly. And that's where you see a good sci-fi setting just simply goes, it's fucking cool. You know, because there's honor and like there's a whole bunch of things behind it, and like, you know, it's just cool. Infantry fighting in general tends to suck in all genres because the amount of movies that know how guns work is roughly 2. Thank you for correcting. I mean, it's also like, it's not even that how guns work, it's just more so, it always turns into kind of just like a lump, you know, like it's just big CGI lump against big CGI lump, and they kind of just like touch tips, you know, and it's just kind of how it is. And like, well, yeah, like that's just kind of how battles turn out. You got to do like Lord of the Rings style, where not only are you still giving your attention to the main characters, but you're going around the battlefield showing off people's individual stands and fights, and like drawing the arrows and going around and looking at these like various fighters and stuff. It's really cool. I think there's a lot less to do with these genres being good or bad versus each other, and more so different strokes for boats, in my honest opinions. Listen, boats are cool. They prevent me from going into the ocean known as hell. Dragon Ball style fighting with different color lights, and one light gets bigger than the other. Okay, listen, I enjoyed Dragon Ball Abridged, and I've played a Dragon Ball Brawler before, and I have my fun. I think Dragon Ball's pretty neat, just because I think if you cut through all the bullshit, it can be pretty fun. But I'm also someone whose like favorite all-time thing is Gurren Lagann, so I don't have much room to talk. Because I'm sitting here just like, yeah, human spirit over logic. What is it Kamina said? Oh, it doesn't matter if you can't do it, just believe in yourself and it'll happen. And he was right. If you simply just believe in yourself, it'll happen. Simone, how is it that you're so strong in the spiral power? Well, you see, I simply just like don't give a shit, and I just believe it'll work, and like that tends to do it. How come no one else can like harvest spiral power? I don't know, dude. Like I thought this was like a pretty universal thing. You just kind of like kind of just like, I don't know. I guess y'all just haven't really been trying. Oh my god. Gurren Lagann was so fucking good. Ugh. I'm trying to convince my roommates to watch it, because it's fantastic. The hard sci-fi is more enjoyed when the narrator is as much of a nerd as the reader, but it doesn't indirectly detract from a well-written and presented story unless the author is overly yeah, like that's fine. Some hard writers really do sound try though. Yeah, like it's fine to explain how the tech works and stuff, but a lot of sci-fi will tend to just like explain it through a character in the setting, if that makes sense. It's hard to find a good mix of hard nerdy detail plus story, isn't it? It is. Like, you either get Star Wars, where they don't really explain anything apart from like attempts to explain it in some like distant like manual book, or you get something like Star Trek, where they like start explaining it to the fucking captain of the starship how basic technology works. And it's like, why are you explaining this to the captain? He should just know this. You all went to the academy. Everyone knows how a fucking pulse thruster works. What do you want from me? For example, Lieutenant Commander Data from Star Trek. Yes! And it, like, Data did a good job though, because he was genuinely explaining things that no reasonable human or person would understand. He is an AI, and he's explaining how he is putting things together and learning to be corrected and, you know, see if it works. Overall, since you got to learn about Data from tons of episodes instead of getting everything dumped on you at once, it makes for both great story and good hard sci-fi. Exactly. See, that's a good example. But too many things are just like, you know, like gives a character like a laser gun and they're like, whoa, what's this? And like if like just imagine you're like chilling and someone like hands someone a gun and then the person's just like, oh, what's this? I've never seen one of these before. It's like, it's a fucking gun, dude. You know what a fucking gun is. Even the Amish know what a gun is. Shut the fuck up. Unless you've literally been living in an iceberg. You get to live alongside Data rather than having the narrator rip you out of the moment to explain stuff. Yes! That is great. See, we need more things that offer those explanations over time as opposed to just like dumping it all on you. And can I just say, I absolutely hate stories or like books or whatever that are just like full of the technical information for that like setting. Like there's so many Star Wars books that you get and they're all just like, oh, cool, we're going to explain how like all the engineering works. And it's like, okay, but like, oh, I thought this was like a Star Wars story. Nah, it's essentially like reading a Toyota Corolla's fucking manual. Oh, what's that? You don't want to read a Toyota Corolla in space manual? Well, fuck. I guess you bought the wrong book. But it was named Star Wars Tales. What do you want? It's weird. Hi, Fluffy. Or would you prefer Shark? I could also just say Fluffy Shark. I could also say 1 2 3 1 2 3. I could also just say Fluffy Shark 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 1 1 1. God, I fucking love Team Fortress 2. Well, meanwhile, the characters only know 1/10 of what's presented. Each of them is more so a user of the tech. Yeah, but you could fix it. You know, it's like in modern day, right? Naturally, you don't really know how to take apart and put back together a gun, but you could if you really tried. You know how it looks. You know, like the basics. You get a hold of a computer and you gotta like, you know, like fix it. You could figure it out. It's within your time frame, you know? And it's the same thing for them, you know? It's like, oh, the fucking Gazoinga machine, like, it broke. Oh, you know, you just, like, run this bypass and you do this, and it's like, oh, do you know the actual ins and outs of this machine? No, I just know how to, like, unfuck it. It'd be relatively remarkable if the characters themselves noticed the differences in their equipment, then discussed it. That would be true. Like, it's kind of like how people know how to change a tire on a car, but don't know how the entire car works, you know? It needs specialization to, like, fully refit it, but, like, an engineer on a station fixing, like, the station's drive would know, like, just, like, oh, it's broken, this is what we usually do for this, you know, you smack this, you open this pipe, and bada bing, bada boom, everything's at work again, boss. How does it actually work? I'd infer it generates power. I don't know. Sometimes there's not enough hand waving sometimes. And that's something I think Space Station 13 does really well with its setting and gameplay, is just like hand waving away some details that are not important. You know, like I don't need to know the exact ins and outs of heart surgery to like play a doctor. That's insane. I just need to know the surgical steps, you know, fucking... Okay, now it's time to see how much of a true Space Station 13 player I was, if I can remember a full surgery procedure off the top of my head, and that would be like... Scalpel... Bone saw... I I think you would do retractor to peel back the skin, then you do the hemostat to stop the bleeding, and then you would do hemostat again to extract the heart. I think. Well, I mean, if you're doing like heart surgery, you would use the hemostat to like interact with the heart to unfuck it. And then you would just use a fucking cautery and call it done. But then again, my knowledge is also from like 2+ years ago, and they probably completely reworked the entire medical system once again, so I don't know. Use old surgery. Yeah, I know old surgery. I know, I still remember some old Chem 2. Fucking sugar, carbon, hydrogen makes you bicardine. Fucking synth blood was, oh fuck me. I can't remember synth blood. I know sugar, water, hydrogen is mannitol, and you always add the hydrogen in last. God, it's been so long. And even when I did know what I was doing, I still have like the guide up for reference so I can just double check. I miss the old system, but you know what? That's also just me being a boomer. Sitting here just like, oh, I miss old Kim and old surgery and it's like, yeah, but also the new stuff is there because, you know, it arguably makes the game better for most people. You know, because now it's cool. Now it's a really cool chemistry system where you actually need to like balance pHs and like temperature, monitor the reactions and stuff to get a pure mix. And if you fuck up, you get an impure mix, which has different effects. That's pretty fucking awesome. Downside, I can no longer sit there at my chemistry station and make 300 units of like super healing juice. Right, the book Rendezvous with Rama is great hard sci-fi, maybe too much techiness, but then sequels were too much story, turned into a soap opera with tech as a backdrop. I mean, that's just how most space things tend to turn out, it's just soap operas. Ah. Ah. Is that the sweet taste of sinuses in my lungs? Oh, it absolutely is. Oh, that's horrible. Oh, that's so horrible. It's a very thought-provoking thing to compare this to Space Station 13. Okay, the reason I like Space Station 13 is because I played it for years on and off, and played as a strange furry creature. And like I've spent a lot of time like genuinely interacting with people and stuff, and I can say Space Station 13 excels most when it's in a MRP environment as opposed to high roleplay or low roleplay. You know, as most of those things do, when you are a character and everyone else is a character and still reacting to the situations around them. Because I don't care who you are, I don't want to flip on an intent, wait 5 seconds for like someone to like react or some shit and then finally do my action, but because I gave them that 5 seconds, they fully equipped a syndicate hard suit. Character of the second books get inflated egos and such, act like SS-13. I had like one guy on Space Station 13 before threatened to slit my throat because I pushed him. I like slipped him on a banana peel, and then he proceeded to like full force punch my character in the nose, chokehold them, and go, "I'm going to slit your fucking throat if you don't leave right now." And it's like, dude, what the fuck? What is wrong with you? At one point, there is this scene where one of the astronauts has a boy moment and plows a rover into a giant grab mech thing, thinking he's a He's just like, yeah, I'm smushing it, and it snaps. I mean, Space Station 13 also has like a weird, like... I feel like when people play Space Station 13, a new autistic brain cell just like spontaneously manifests in their brain that just makes them feel like all self-important. You know what I mean? Like, they're no longer playing a character. They are the hot shit on the station. And I've fallen victim to that mindset too. But I could back it up. Listen, I had the most fun when I would play Trader, and I genuinely had a good round. Well, the astronauts in the very first Rama book are way more scientific-minded, calm folks. I mean, yeah, but sometimes you just gotta cut loose. You can't be stoic all the time. You know, it's kind of like a condom. Even those get holes poked in them. Yeah, the ever-vigilant defender of, like, you know, non-pregnancy. But, like, even those break sometimes, you know? Even those need a break. At the end of the day, everyone cracks and everyone has to cut loose. Like, are you saying if you had the opportunity to ram a rover into a giant crab mech, you wouldn't? Like, yeah, it may do nothing, but, like, I don't know, it's pretty fucking awesome. But granted, there is this, like, you know, character norms, that sort of deal. So if someone's like normally like a kind of just like I'm a straight white guy scientist, I strictly go by regulations. They're not just gonna go out of nowhere and be like, okay, now what if I took this car and drove it at full speed into a tank? No, they would be standing by and going, no, that's a terrible idea. Let's go ahead and go find like a rocket launcher or let me engineer a EMP or some other nerdy bullshit that I can make an excuse for. You know, because that's just their personality. You gotta stick to their personality. But I don't know, that's also something like Space Station 13 players struggle to do as well, is just like stick to their character and what they know. Like, I can't tell you how many times on like stations where they're like, yeah, you know, we're super strict on roleplay and stuff, so you gotta like play your character, and then it's like, okay, hey there, I'm a syndicate traitor. I have a gun pointed at you, and you are currently disarmed. Please do the thing I need you to do, otherwise I will hurt you. And then for some reason they like just whip out like 4 different combat items, rush me, and it's like, what the fuck? What are you doing, dude? Is this just normal behavior for you? Yeah, I know when I like go to McDonald's, I know when I go to my job, I'm just walking around with like 3 different guns in my pocket. You know, I ought to make sure I have like a big old Bowie knife as well. You just never know, you know. And I also make sure to have a full set of materials to like lockpick any door at all times. Can I get a Big Mac? And if you don't, I'm gonna shoot you. Space Station 13's wild. I miss it. I should play it again. You know, it's a rough situation of gamer attitudes mixing with the broader roleplay expectations others have. Well, that's just where you need to make a concrete statement on it. And then you need to actually like fucking enforce it and stand by it. You can't have one or the other. You either have a roleplay environment or you have a gamer environment. Those two in-groups tend to be, yes, they do be. That's why you gotta pick one or the other. You can't, that's why I say MRP is best, because you can have a mix of both. It's just that it's so fucking hard to do. You want people to behave as their character, then you're gonna be focusing on roleplay over gaming mechanics. Like, if I were to design a Space Station 13 server, I would definitely say, like, your character shouldn't just be, like, walking around with weapons for no reason. Right? Like, unless there's, like, a confirmed threat and it is, like, within a reasonable assumption of going to be, like, endangering you, then yeah, sure. Why not? Go for it. Some servers have high roleplay. That means 3-hour-long convos in the hallway where you type paragraphs, and any mechanic is like a D&D game. Yeah, I hate those. I don't like high roleplay. And then there are pure gaming. I don't like pure gaming either. Like, okay, the thing with high roleplay is that I'm not going to sit here and go over my every fucking movement to do things, nor do I want to be like locked into just sitting there typing and yapping with people. That's not fun. The Space Station 13 I knew and love still had gaming mechanics, but you could still like interact in a roleplay setting just fine. Because it was a mixture of both MRP and HRP and LRP. It's MRP, it's medium roleplay. You roleplay as much as you need. Like, I actually really do enjoy like the combat system where it's just like, yeah, I toggle combat intent. Now everyone knows that I'm purely engaging in mechanics now. Don't bother trying to type to me, it's not gonna work. In the middle, we have servers combining gaming and RP, and it is a pressure on your attention to both ends of people's expectation. No, you just need good admins who know what the fuck they're doing, but no one ever wants to actually moderate Space Station 13 servers. Listen, it's why all high roleplay servers eventually just basically neuter and get rid of every single antagonist, because it requires more focus for the admins. And MRP requires like active like judges, essentially. We say medium or HRP, we're talking about the expectations evolved, not the quality of RP. Yeah. The expectations I have, we're saying we have the high expectations of people versus low ones. Yeah. Medium RP means I believe you should be a reasonable character. I believe you're a character who exists in this setting and should behave like one. You know, not like an RPG game. No, you are just this character. You are Somebody Slime Jr., the station chef. So why the fuck does Somebody Slime Jr., the station chef, feel justified in like buying 3 different carbines from cargo just to like sit on them? Like no normal person just does that. And not everyone can just be like a weird gun nut. That's not how that works. That's right, it's all about how you are being judged to be compatible with the broader common sense of the people playing. Yeah. And I think MRP is the best expectation of that, because it still allows the game to be a game without it becoming just a text simulator with pixels. It's like, at the end of the day, if you sit there with high roleplay, you really are just doing a text-based game. You're literally just chat role-playing. There's nothing you actually like really do. You just have like pixel representation. And I find that so boring. If I wanted to roleplay, I would just like hit up some people in DMs and call it done. An example, do you fit in character-wise, behavior-wise, and are you considered enough to collaboratively roleplay rather than being one-sided? Yes. Because the most fun you can have in Space Station 13 is good roleplay that meshes well with mechanics. For instance, like a traitor taking someone captive, instead of that person like spamming resist and like trying to break out of cuffs constantly, let security handle the negotiation. You're a hostage. A hostage doesn't logically just sit there constantly like, you know, ripping cuffs and shit. Like, that's dumb. Don't do that. That's not what HRP is, but it's how people treat it because they don't want to learn. They treat the safer path rather than trying to learn the common sense that allows a lot of fun to happen. Yeah, HRP basically means like, you engaged mechanically without a 3-paragraph like descriptor as to why you're doing something, and then you didn't give them like a 5-minute warning before you did. So that's gonna be a note. You named your mech after a joke you made in character. That's gonna be like a role ban for like 2 weeks. Sorry, your character is considered low roleplay. Why? You didn't put in the entire essay for their security. Yes, I know it says like records are optional, but not actually. You didn't put in the whole essay of their entire background and criminal history, as well as their medical history and general station background. So like, going to kill you now. Not even that, it's lack of any consideration that gets you in trouble. Even just going LOC to say, hey, I want to combat now is the bare minimum. Like, one time on a roleplay station, like you said, people don't have any chill, rip back cuffs, initiate combat one. Yeah. Like one of the best interactions I had before, like one of the, okay, I play on Nova Station. It's like, that was my go-to station back when. And there was this time where I was a traitor. I was playing Amaro Sint, Ace Attorney. Sorry. Amaro is a very sweet bean. Amaro is like one of the favorite characters I ever designed. She's a dumb girl. She's a girl failure. She talks in the like third person constantly, but she is very sweet. And getting Syndicate Traitor is always like, she feels so bad if she has to do anything wrong. Girl himbo. Yeah, exactly. That's when we try to teach them to provide RP hooks for people. Yeah. So what happened was I was a traitor and I was also a lawyer. So one of my objectives was to like just absolutely get rid of a security officer. So I lure him into the thing on the guise of like needing to do paperwork regarding his like mercenary status with the outside company. And so as he's like filling out this like bunk sheet I gave him, like Amaro is sitting there like fiddling with like an energy sword and is like, could you help Amaro find the on button? And he's like, oh yeah, okay, sure. And like he picks it up, turns it on, hands it back, and then he pauses and goes, wait a minute, wait. And then Amaro's like, oh, I'm sorry, I have to do this. I'm sorry. And so like, you know, ILC is like, hey, you good? Like, I'm gonna like beat the dog shit out of you now. And he's like, oh yeah, no, I'm good. I was like, I'm just making sure you understand like what's happening here, so I'm not like gonna ambush you because I love an honorable duel. So needless to say, I kill him. You know, I kind of get away with it. I strip his body, throw everything into the disposal chute, and then I like grab his body. As soon as I open the door and step out into the hallway, the other lawyer's there, and she goes, oh, that's a body. And I say, indeed, it is. I was just taking this to the morgue where it belongs. And she proceeded to draw a fucking like saber from her belt and go, no, I don't believe you because you're literally covered in blood. Looks like emoting, reaches in the bag, reaching for something like with a side look on the face, and then see what they do rather than just combat it getting pulled to gun. Yeah, exactly. Stuff like that. So I was like, damn, all right. So I accidentally proceeded to throw the body at her while I was like mid typing, and I was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Like out of context, I was like, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to like absolutely just like club you over the head there. That was like a complete misinput. And she's like, nah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. So then we duel, and she's like a full snake woman, right? Like a full on like Naga style. We duel, and I grab the body again, throw it into her to stun her, and then I like slash with like the E-sword across her fucking torso, and she literally splits in half. Because TARS, evidently, you can separate their two bodies. And I didn't know that. So I literally cut her in half, get absolutely covered in blood, and there's just like guts all over the fucking floor. And Amaro couldn't be more traumatized because all I was trying to do was just down the poor woman. Instead, I fucking like butchered her unintentionally. So I take the corpse, I run it outside and throw it out into the wasteland. It's like a winter map or whatever. And then I like crawl back inside, to which now I like wash my hands, clean myself up, get rid of all the blood and traces. And the detective is promptly alerted after finding a horribly mutated snake lady corpse who has literally been split in half. To which I then proceed to, as a lawyer, don on my investigation guards. Because Mero Sint is very funny. So I put on like a full trench coat. I have the same black gloves that I used to commit the murders still on, you know. And I like approach the detective and I'm sitting there like giving him hints and indicating that it's like pointing it towards me. I'm not even trying to lead him astray. I'm trying to give him the conclusion. But he's literally he was at such a fucking loss the entire time. I was like, you know, there's not a lot of traces. They didn't really like come back and search, so they must have like carried it somewhere and like hid it. And they're like, oh, you're right. Here, let me check the doors. And like, I don't know. I don't feel like they went through maintenance. Like, there's nothing on the doors. Oh, where could they have gone? I was like, I don't know, but if I was evil, I would like, you know, we're on like a wintry hellscape. I would have just like tossed it outside. And he was like, that's a good point, but no, there'd be more traces. I'm gonna have to ask the witness, and the witness was being the Nagalehi I cut in half, of which he doesn't remember because rules are like once you get resurrected, you don't remember the events of your death. And Amaro, I literally like emoted and stuff like looking queasy and like feeling extremely bad around her to the point of just like avoiding her because Amaro never wanted to butcher her alive. And so as we're getting on the escape shuttle, I just flat out say on security comms where the body is because the character of that player had a in-character like girlfriend slash wife who was like begging on security comms to like find the body and like where are they, that sort of deal. And Miro is not meant to be like a hard-coded killer. She is literally just a silly girl. So she like I'm physically sad, she's physically sad. So I just like at the end of the round I'm just like, oh yeah, by the way, the body's here. And then the shuttle takes off and I'm just chilling, just sitting there. No one comes up to arrest me because no one was paying attention. That one person who was looking for her, you know, lost lover, jumped off the shuttle, got back to station, grabbed the body and started working on resurrecting them. It had been like over an hour by that point. So we finally arrive and it's revealed that I'm the traitor, and then the detective's like, oh, wait, you were the traitor? I had no idea. And I was like, yeah, I was literally trying to like oust myself to you. And he's like, oh. Oh, I'm just dumb. And I'm like, yeah, you are. I fucking love Space Station 13 because of shit like that. There was also this one time I 1v1'd a mech and won, and then I proceeded to get jumped by all of security. If you want to hear that tale. Yeah, actually, no, I'm just gonna tell it. Fuck it. You know, Roboticist is one of my favorite roles. I love playing Roboticist. I also love rolling Traitor because I get it a fucking lot either way for no fucking reason. I just get Traitor a lot and I think I'm very good at what I do. So I carve out a hidden room near arrivals and I'm working on like a patty, which is like a security mech because security requested, and I'm trying not to like get on the way. You have a flex? Post your flex, I'll read it. But so I'm sitting around, I'm doing traitorous things, and like my friend sniffs me out. They figure it out somehow. I stun them in like the robotics lab. I fuck off into maintenance. I go to like my secret lair, and to which security has found me because I was dumb and forgot to turn off my suit sensors. So they find me and like erect like a frontline cover thing and went, okay, we're going to arrest you. And I said, no, you're not. I have an energy sword and a gun. Good fucking luck. You know, there's something I need. And once prison walleted a active positronic brain into your cooch. And then... Sorry, it's the idea of like, yeah, you know, I just took this giant square like positronic robotic brain and I just stuffed it right up my pussy. You know, and that's how I escaped prison with it. Jumped out of the airlock with it, got lost in space, and found out the brain was an admin, and they teleported me home. Gravity implanted the sucker. you literally. That's great. I love it. And so, I was in a standoff with security, and my friend comes in the patty I was working on, and it says, nah, let me 1v1 her. And I said, alright, this was Skyrat of all places. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Skyrat's the only place that would be cool enough to do that. So, you know, I duel them in the mech, and I'm taking like random crates and boxes, and I'm using them for cover, shoving it up to them, and like getting good hits in on them. And eventually, I take down the mech with just an energy sword, which is actually rather quite impressive considering it had all of the range and armor advantage against me. So I took her down, and as soon as she popped out, I grabbed her and kissed her on the lips as she died. And then all of security proceeded to collapse on me. I took out 3 out of 5 of them before I finally got disabled enough to get taken down, and to which they proceeded to club my head in reasonably. I was not let out of the prison after that. I also got job banned from Roboticists for making a patty named Gay Baby Jailer. I was banned for 2 weeks from the role because they said it was a low roleplay name, and I said, but I discussed it in character, and we laughed about it in character and came up with it in character, and was actively like engaging in roleplay with various people with it. It was very much an in-character thing to do. Like, no, it's low roleplay, and it's like, how? And they couldn't tell me. You're not supposed to name mechs stupid things, but I, like, again, literally did all of it in character and then proceeded to go around with it. People had a good laugh and then proceeded to roleplay around it. I was making a net positive in all interactions, so much so I had bitches be like, yeah, put me in the gay baby jail. I want to see all the other gay babies. I had 2 people, like, fucking going at it in the back of that fucking mech's jail cell, and I'm just like, alright, whatever. I don't really care. I was like, you want me to let you out? Because, like, they're like, no, we're getting freaky in here. And it's like, okay, I'll just let you do your thing then, I guess. But it was low roleplay, you see? I was griefing with it. Most definitely. Ignoring the fact I actively asked if people wanted to get put in there. Totally on me. You know what? Maybe I should play Space Station 13 again, and I should, like, record the rounds I play and just make edited videos of it. It isn't low roleplay to me even. I can see it breaking some meme-related rule, though. Nah, it wasn't even breaking a meme rule. It wasn't even, like, exactly low roleplay. They thought I was gonna, like, take the mech to, like, Central Command and use it to, like, end-of-round grief and shit. Like, they thought I was using it sheerly to grief, and the name was just the cherry on top. If you were very compatible with the broader player base and also role-playing, then that meets those high expectations. Exactly. You can be low role-playing while being high role-play. It is a feasible, achievable thing. And I pride myself in my ability to cause fun. In my opinion, some elements here and there and just have a stick in the ass itis. Mostly just stick in the ass itis. Some of them are too gung-ho. But Nova says they have changed quite a bit, and honestly, I wouldn't mind playing Space Station 13 again, just a little bit. But I also know it's just like, you know, the devil on my shoulder, like, yes, get back into crack cocaine. You need something to absorb all of your attention for the next several months, and then you're gonna blink and it's gonna be winter time. Yes, get back into the crack cocaine. Let the autistic brain cell take hold. Yes, good. But, you know, sometimes it's worth it. Besides, fucking Space Station 13 videos for some reason are like crack on the internet because no one wants to play it, but everyone wants to watch it. Yeah, you're afraid to play it because of the addiction factor. It's because it's one of those games where it's like you either sit there for 3 hours doing fucking all, or you have the most fun of your fucking life, and or you have the most miserable time of your life. And flatly, those are like the only 3 options. Do nothing for 3 hours, have an amazing time, or like just want to like just, you know, just get it over with. Oh my god. And I don't know. I don't think a lot of stations consider that removing lots of gameplay elements makes the 3-hour slog go by a lot faster. Meh. I don't know. If I do pick up Space Station 13 again, I'm gonna go by like a personal rule to play like at most 2 rounds a day. Maybe just 1 round a day, because they go up to fucking 3 hours long, and I can't do it. All right, I can't. I'm not gonna sit there for 3 fucking hours again and again for nothing. There's no point. Plus, it doesn't help that Space Station 13 is clicky as hell. Oh my god, I literally feel my sinuses trying to kill me. You're always welcome to join events on your server. I'm on so many people's servers, I don't even know which ones I'm on anymore. I'm on Blue Moon, I'm on Nova, I'm on Splurt, I'm on Colonial Marines. Oh fuck, I was on Hyper. I was also on Citadel. I think I played a couple rounds on Vorcode as well. I don't think no, I did 1 round of Goon, but I never actually like stuck to Goon. Goon Station. I did a lot of Fallout 13. It's Blue Moon Club. I've been working on an event for months. Okay, yeah. Then say yeah. No, I'm on Blue Moon. Oh, I'm also in Azure Peak. I forgot about that one. Wait, so who are you on Blue Moon then? Oh my god, there's so many people on Blue Moon. I didn't recall there being this many people. When I ran the event once before, feedback was like, this is the best event I've ever been in on SS13. Suffice to say, I'm nervous with that. I hope it's a good one next time. Hey, that's the whole point of, like... Oh, you're Sammy! Wait. Wait. Netizen Sammy, or... Or the Moth? Because I know there was a moth named Sammy. I remember the moth. But I also know Nettie Endernetzen goes by Sam as well. So you're the moth. I remember you. I remember you. I remember Sammy the Moth. I remember quite a few times your character, the Netizen. Okay. You are Nettie. Hi, Nettie. I didn't know that was you, Nettie. That is completely like fucking. I've never seen your username be that before. That is. I never knew you were Nettie. I was sitting here like trying to read it. Like I was like, huh, Sam. Oh, I know a moth named Sam, but I don't recall there being a Blue Moon. Her. And I was like, the only other Sam I know would be Nettie, but I'm also like, you know, like 3 times removed from any Space Station 13 community. I could be just confused. It's funny because your name's like Internetson, Nettie, fucking Poppy, fucking Sam, Sammy. You have so many fucking names that I didn't interpret that it could just be Marathon. Is it because you like Marathon? That... Wasn't there a game called Marathon that was also just like... lived and died as fast as it existed? I don't remember. Oh no, it actually just came out. Well, okay, I have switched to Twitch for the lower latency. See, now I can tell you're Netty because your name's Floofy. See, now that is something a Netty would have. YouTube got that delay. There's nothing I can do about the delay for YouTube. Twitch has their own different things, though. Yep. Okay, so Marathon is that game that, like, lived and died pretty much immediately. Cycling extraction shooter in the same universe as the original Marathon, which is the FPS that Bungie made before Halo. Oh, I enjoyed the original Marathon. Oh, okay, you go for the original. You're not going for modern day Marathon. It's the best thing ever. Okay, so you're not referencing the 2026 flop. I getcha. I understand. I don't know anything about Marathon, but I know a lot about Halo. The story blows my mind, is why I'm so into hard sci-fi, probably. Okay, listen, I don't know why now my brain decides to be immature, but, like, every time you say hard sci-fi, the first thing I imagine is, like a synth or a protogen that's, like, naked and it's like, yeah, look at my hard sci-fi. Get a load of that. Or just like a hard light penis. Like, here's a like, can you imagine, right, like Master Chief or someone like walking along and they like walk past like a hologram podium and it just like pops up just like a hard light penis. Like, it's just a holographic penis. And then like it's like, ah, yeah, hard sci-fi. Cyber deck with an I instead of an E. Cyber deck? Cyber deck? That doesn't make sense. Maybe I pronounce it Cyber? Forgot there are two E's and so it'd be Cyber dick. No, wait, I remember. We looked at those sex toys on Cyberpunk the other time we played Cyberpunk. And there was literally one, there wasn't one called Hard Sci-Fi, but oh my god, that would have actually been peak. That would have been great. Listen, I would absolutely buy something named Hard Sci-Fi. I am the target audience. Oh my lord. Why is it so dark? Like, it's still light outside, but it's like a cloud's been over the sky for a fucking while. I'm sitting here looking at my thing and it's like, my tracking's like weird. I need more light in here. And I'm like, it's the middle of the fucking day in the summertime. How the fuck do I need more light? There's only so much. Lord forbid I'm getting up and turning on my room light, however. I mean, I could get up and adjust my lamp so my light's like actually shining on me proper. Yeah, that requires me getting up. I don't feel like getting up. I feel like staying anchored to which I am. God, I love myself since Space Station 13. There is a chaos entity that's held together by a metaphysical quantum physics forces instead of particle physics. It's called the Orcanter by the species in that story. They are terrified. I'm gonna be so real. I probably like horribly mispronounced both of those. And it took a lot of effort not to say sphincter when I read sphinct. And the creators, the Jajaro, trapped the work in Krakentur on the surface. Work in Kakentur. Or Cantor? Or Cantor? Or Kid? My brain is very small. Working Cantor. Working cat. Work. I feel my brain like ceasing all executive functions.
Good puppy.
Metaphysical. You see, that sounds fucking cool. It has funny words. I don't understand most of them though. If you think about it, quantum physics is just going, nah, we're going smaller than the atom. We're going to the very foundation of like existence itself with quarks and plots and whatever the fuck else. You know, we're doing all this effort to like specifically avoid making quantum computers, but if we just make one of those bastards, like I'm just saying it's gonna be revolutionary. I will no longer need like 30,000 sticks of RAM to like run OBS. I would just need one. Finally, we can run games where I can count their individual pores without like melting my computer. My roommate asked me the other day, and, oh god, okay. Time to put those reading skills to the test. In the story, there is a huge despotic slave race known as the Before, to go to war against humans and the Sphincter, and it spit. And they get so frustrated by their losses that they bring in a large bomb called a triazime, or early supernova, and mistakenly bring it to the star the Mercantor is trapped on. When they explode the star, the chaos entity escapes and begins to eat the universe. The issue is it eats time and causality, itself, so the player escapes into a parallel universe after being eaten. What? Jesus Christ. It reminds me of, oh fuck, what is... Oh, there was like, I remember Star Wars. In the you're literally forced to travel through a weave of maps woven together in parallel time. Hell yeah. But they're in the extended lore of Star Wars, aliens come from outside the universe and they're immune to the Force, and they shoot at like they fly biological spaceships that shoot acid and stuff. And like their whole goal was to like I don't remember. Ah fuck. It's one of those games you'll need to read a philosophy textbook to fully grasp. The player character and both player go insane. Wait, what? The player character and player both go insane as a result unless you get lucky. You have to find your way into the right timeline where the bomb is prevented from going off. Oh, that's fucking weird. To Yuzhan Vong. Yeah, that's just what I call my favorite toy. They use it on Vong. Yeah. Oh my Christ. I don't know. I want to. I should change my like. You know, like. Oh yeah, look, you can shelter me. You know, I could always use more colors. I could just be like, donate to me so I can invest in more silicone sculptures. That's what the Intergalactic Aliens and Star Wars are called. Oh, yes, them. And my favorite part is that they were trying to get a hold of like a super weapon to like destroy like stars with, and like what does the Star Wars universe do? Hires 100 Mandalorians to hold off against this army we've like never encountered or know anything about. And the Mandalorians lose only 2 people and successfully drive the aliens back. I fucking love the Mandalorians. That is just baller. Just awesome. Now every sci-fi game or like setting I have just has like that like light personal like space proof armor, because that shit's so cool. Like, I don't want to wear a big chunky spacesuit. Let me like tap the side of like my visor and like have a helmet come up and like encase me in what is like a lightweight fucking light armored spacesuit with gadgets and shit. Cause it's cool. It's so cool, right? And then I play on Space Station 13 and they give me mod suits and I'm like, ah, they're so cool. And then they slow me down. And it's like, fuck. Another idea for like a sci-fi thing. Ooh, we removed the slowdown more now. Thank fuck. It kind of, well, like it makes sense whenever you have it like fully deployed, it slows you down. That makes sense. Apparently suits were double applying slowdown effects without coders knowing. Wait, that's why it slowed you down so much? And the Metacard suit just didn't slow you down at all. Think fuck. But also, and we also as maintainers feel like you ought to be pretty fast in a mod suit even when deployed. I mean, yeah, it literally is just like a light suit. It's not even that heavily armored. I think so anyways. What was I about to say? Holographic clothes. Right? Just clothes you can change at any point via the power of holograms. Or like some sort of other means of doing something like that. So like you can just like think and like take off your clothes, or think and now you're wearing a dress. Like your model. Yeah, like my model. I like that. I like the idea a lot. I think it's a pretty novel idea. Yeah, naturally we just ask, is it fun? I mean, I would assume so. I haven't touched Space Station 13 in a while. You know, the Foxygen has like a similar thing where it's like if I deploy the helmet, it does like a little like grid effect over it, like a hologram in a way, and deploys it. And the way I'd imagine it to be would be more akin to like not exactly a hologram or hard light, but most definitely maybe like a form of like nanite. Pretty cheap nanites, I would assume though, because like I don't know. The helmet in particular would be like the special exception. Like the clothes could be like holographic, hard light, whatever, you know? So it's just like they just exist. But the helmet would definitely be some sort of like deployable field at the bare minimum. But I'd imagine it'd be like I don't know why I'm like trying to use my hands to show you when I like basically just can't track my hands. But I imagine it run from like the base of the jaw, kind of like back and around, maybe like kind of like a metal plating on the sides of the jaw or something that you wear. Kind of like a collar in a sense, and like it'll deploy like this field around the face and stuff, like a helmet. So you can just like, you know, bada bing, bada boom, you can breathe in space. Don't worry about the ears and tail. We're furries, we don't think about that. You see the mod suits though do it right. They just like, they deploy like a gel, like a field or a gel over like ears and tails and stuff. And it shows. Because like, for instance, if you put on like just a regular mod suit, which is like an orange one, it puts like a blue field over your face, your ears, and your tail. And I don't know if that's exactly like a field, or if that's like a gel, or whatever it could be. And I don't think the clothes would exactly be hard lights or holographic either, because like that, like there's issues with that, you know, like just like it can't be holographic because that's not like an actual solid thing. How would you conceal the titty? And hard light, well, that would get pretty fucking warm pretty fucking quick. So there's just a variety of things it could be. But I don't know. I think it's cool. I think it's pretty fucking awesome. I mean, you could also just be like, oh yeah, you see when the like helmet's deployed, it's like a skin level layer of like cyberware or whatever that just like protects it from the The terrible vacuums of space. As you can see, I don't take my sci-fi settings very seriously. I treat them seriously enough. You know, I don't know. I think the fun part about sci-fi is just doing technological things just because you can. Like, that's half the fun, you know? Like, we're flying spaceships that, like, use blue space to, like, slingshot themselves through an alternate dimension to get to their destination faster. I don't think it's too far-fetched for someone to be like, okay, but what if I could, like, just change my clothes by thinking about it? But one solid EMP and I'm fucked. And by fucked, I mean naked. I don't know, I feel like a nudist would have something like that, honestly. Because it's just like, it's like wearing nothing at all. Or people who just don't like wearing underwear. Nudism is awesome though. No comment. It's not for everyone, especially on Space Station 13. I mean, on Space Station 13, it's funny because you just see pixel boobies. And like, if I ever make a Space Station 13 video, I can safely say that's like...
Good puppy.
That's like one of the few things I don't ever need to censor, because it's like, yeah, what am I censoring? This like 3 pixels. I mean, yeah, I guess it kind of vaguely looks like a tit, but like, my brother in Christ, that's what you're focusing on? Yeah, if you tilt your head and like, you know, boobs. We love boobs. Boobs are great. But Space Station 13 is just, honestly, it's one hell of a time. But Floofies, aren't you, like, the pioneer of the new Nova Sector now, as well? As well as the Blue Moon Club? Yes. Good. I remember the conversations we've had at length. Just assistant maintaining for now? Oh, I see. Hey, that's good. That means they have some good people in there. I do need to play Space Station 13 again. I really do. I kind of miss it, but also I don't at the same time. Blah. Like, I already have my... Where's my Beyond? I'm like 70% certain I've already made the Fox on Nova Sector. I just need to, like, fill in all the text. Hey, how much time do you have in this game? 3,000 hours. I honestly probably have around about... To quote Seth, 10 out of 10, great game, amazing game. Don't play it because our servers couldn't handle more than like 3 extra people. My roommate asked me about Space Station 13. I said it's one of the greatest games I played of all time and something you will never be able to play. I have thousands of hours, so now I do some esoteric or niche things every now and then, or character arcs that get me into exciting situations. Yeah? No, stop! No, stop! Stop music! No! You're gonna get me copyrighted. Where is it? Oh, it crashed anyways. Yeah, I should have updated my Beyond. Finding someone to play as a relative to my own character is fun. I mean, it's also just giving them enough so that they can work with it. I've met people who like, oh, it's weird. I've met a couple people who are like, yeah, let's role play here. You get to play as my character, and then I'll play as like another character, and it's like, you know, I'm not sure what kind of self-sucking this is, but all right, whatever. And says, no, not in that sense. No. And it was like that's what kind of, fucking hell. No, it's just, I think, like, you know, you can make yourself like an attractive character, but if you're not a top, you may like give someone else control of that character in order to experience it. That sort of deal is like what I think was going on. Not the weirdest thing I've done though. Are we just not gonna work now, Space Station 13? Are we just not gonna... I say Space Station 13. Beyond, are we gonna do the thing? Are you gonna work with me? Yes, update Beyond. God, that noise is so satisfying. Are you aware Space Station 13 is up? Yeah, that's kind of like the only reason anyone ever uses this fucking engine. Why am I booting Space Station 13 on stream? Why do I need to... Why did I feel inclined to be like, yeah, I just need to, like, finish the text descriptions and then, like, look at it to verify? Why am I like this? I'm not playing Space Station 13 for... Stop! I'm not playing Space Station 13 for stream. That's not happening. Especially not one of those servers. I need to be a little bit more careful than that. I still need to update abiotic factor to... Jesus Christ, how many things do I have out of fucking... date? Definitely Fruity. Hi! Hello, Fruity! I wave at you. Space Station 13 is what we're talking about. Not Space Station 14. Gloomdeer. Hi, what's going on with your Space Station 13 and why are you a clown? I actually never play clown. When I played Space Station 13, I've never actually played as a clown. I was of the anti-clown resistance. Right? Hey, at least it's not a mime. I can't tell you the amount of times I've had a mime smile at me and then put an invisible wall in front of the door and then just stare at me. You have no idea what's happening? Alright, don't worry, I got this. Allow me to explain. So, the year is 2026. Everything sucks. Right? We live in a time of great desperation. Exasperation, if you will. Everything does suck. Yeah, but you swallow. We were just talking about Space Station 13, and it's an online role-playing social deduction game. You're on a space station in space in the future, and your objective is to not die and to survive till the end of the round, to which you then evacuate to Central Command. Downside, everything is out to kill you, so good luck. Everything does, like, I know everything sucks, but come on! This isn't the 41st millennium. You know, everything could be war. But we're not there yet, so, like, you know, we're still doing better. You see, according to the Imperium of Man's history, we're still in the phase before Jesus allegory comes into play. We still need to nuke ourselves before they do. Why does it have jiggle physics? Because it does. So, yeah! Welcome aboard, Gloomy. You look like the janitor class likes to clean things and throw people in the airlock. Listen, I'm the kind of janitor who will put down a wet floor sign, watch someone slip, and then spam point at the fucking wet floor sign. I mean, we're already having a forever war. Yes, the forever war with death. Humanity is perpetually at war with death, and we should cure it. This plague we call aging, it is but a mere illusion to keep. Imagine being able to read. Just that, just being able to read. Can't tell if you're a guy or girl? I'm a girl. People don't read. I'm a girl. I mean, nowadays people just watch Cocomelon and don't pay attention. That is how most of our kids are like getting educated, so it is what it is. Listen, there is very much a time in the future when you're being operated on and they go, Grok, how do I do open heart surgery? And it's sign at eye level that you literally have to duck under to get into a store and they won't. Aw, that's great. Or, you know, like, just put a tablet. Just give them a tablet, call it done. Because there's been times where people, like, do that. Or at least as, like, grown-ass adults. Yeah. Itch. It's good. Grown-ass adults will literally treat their kids like, kind of like cats and just be like, here, look at this, and just, like, slide it in front of them and call it done. I don't know, it's dumb, and I think there's way better means of parenting. Thank you, Stream Elements. But, I mean, it could always be a lot worse. It could be a lot worse. Right? They could just be letting their children, like, run around a restaurant completely uncontrolled. Do you play horror games? I do on occasion. I think Voices of the Void is, like, the one I have in my back pocket right now. Voices of the Void is the one I have in my back pocket. You could technically count Rain World as a horror game, but I wouldn't really consider it so. It's far worse the attention span. It's far worse than oh my god. Attention span ruining is also making it impossible for the generation to have inhibitions. Yeah, that too. Erotic Factor is also technically a horror game if you squint. I mean, bitches do be like, oh, you have no attention span, and it's like, it's not that, it's just like, dude, I don't know, I'm bored, stimulate me. Like, I love how there's, like, people at conferences and stuff. Not, like, when they're teaching kids, right? They're in high school, and they're like, you kids have no attention span, you're not even listening to me. It's like, have you considered that you're just boring to listen to? Half the time that fucking Subway server shit goes on, it's for people who are, like, down the rabbit hole. But I assure you, 90% of the time, it's because of either ADHD or you're just fucking boring. It's like, yeah, I want to sit in a dull classroom with no ambiance, listening to someone talk for a full hour and 30 minutes about something I couldn't give a shit less about. Like, what do you expect me to do? Pay attention that a full hour and 30 minutes? I mean, smartphones are contributing to lower attention spans. I'm gonna be real, I don't think it even is that. I don't think that our attention spans are lowered. I think it's just like our brains have more stimulating things to do, so our brains are going to go get stimulated, you know? Like, I feel like half of it is just like old people bitching about new people having shit to do. There are studies that show correlation. Well, yeah, no, like, I'm not saying like it's wrong, but I think it's a matter of overstimulation. That too. I don't know. I just like, I don't like people who are like, oh, you have no attention span. It's just like, I feel like I don't like the idea of an attention span because I don't think it's actually like much of a thing. No matter, oh, ooh, I hit the conversation gold mine, it seems. Brains have too much to deal with. There is a max capacity to your attention span that's calibrated by what you do, and it's comfy to you when you expand that by filling it with bullshit constantly, then when you try a noble, modest activity and it doesn't fill up your boredom enough. Like, you have the dopamine machine give you constant stimulus at will. So we get something simple that we have control over and does what we want. Yes, Yes, okay. I understand what y'all are saying. I understand. Voice of the Void is a fun game. I also have people have ADHD and not have, no, my God. I'm gonna have a stroke. Voice of the Void is a fun game. Also, people have ADHD and not have it. It's just people wanting interesting, what people say or wanting to do in the hobby. Yeah. It's that empty reward that's uncomfy. Yeah. Like, we are also shot full of dopamine constantly. But it's also just, like I said, have people ever considered that people don't want to be bored? And like, yeah, there's no reward. It's uncomfortable, sure, but it's also just like, my brother in Christ, you can't blame everything on technology and stuff like that. Have you ever considered that you're literally just, like, boring the shit out of people? Or creating problems that don't matter? There's a reason that, like, these kids and stuff, like, consume so much media and have, like, other priorities and, like, fall asleep in class. Have you considered it's just boring as fuck? If a boring lecture from a professor was one of the only pieces of entertainment you had in months, and you didn't watch TV or read much books or have internet, then that lecture would be extremely fun. Yeah, you wouldn't have a choice. But consider that, like, it's called a lecture too. It's just inherently something that's just so boring. But if we don't blame the problems on technology as a distraction, people will start to think about what the real cause of the problem is. Us, you can choose to reduce the input you give your brain. I mean, yeah, but like, is it not also up to that professor to teach you in a manner that actually allows you to be taught? Is it not up to them to devise a learning method that agrees with your learning style? Because people learn different ways. And it's not a matter of like their attention span or something, it's just like they struggle to learn because it's just not a way that their brain gathers information in a stimulating way. Not everyone learns well by sitting in a fucking uncomfortable desk for an hour listening to someone blabber on about theoretical physics. Some people, that's fucking awesome, and even they like overstimulate their brains with like stuff, but like for other people, they don't learn shit from it. I'm a strong advocate for like more personalized teaching methods. Oh, I need to like drink something. Oh. Oh my god, that's so nice. Interesting, I can keep that and throw away your bad habits. Well, the point in play is that you can make it much worse on yourself. Yes, that is true. You can brain rot yourself. Now that I won't disagree with. All right, I'm saying, my point is, I hate people who just blame it all on technology without addressing some of the other core issues, but yes, there is genuine brain rot. And I hate that term because it's a meme, but it's also the only way to describe what happens to people. Bitches watch short form content where like half of it's like a Family Guy clip and the other one's just like some dude doing a reaction video. And it's like, if I'm not constantly getting that like stimulus and dopamine, In my opinion, choosing to decompress after school with short form content, watching like 500 videos in one sitting, that's not good for your neurology when you gotta force yourself to pay attention to one thing for hours. It's like a fight between two things for sure. Oh yeah, most definitely. I can't say anything though because I just constantly play video games when I was a kid. I know how I feel after. Yeah. I don't even... My policy for like YouTube moving forward, by the way, is to like do my damnedest to avoid making shorts because I just don't like making shorts. I don't want to contribute to the problem, number one. Number two, I just fucking hate editing it. It's so annoying. Like, it's like relatively problem-free, but it feels so like... you get so much more from the full picture and not just like a fucking portrait cutout. Why is it in portrait? Because it's annoying is what it is. They gotta make it as annoying as possible and as stealable as possible for everyone else around you. I love posting my stuff to the internet just to have 30 different buttons that guarantee that you can just steal and reuse the content for yourself. It's so awesome. Worst layout for pictures or videos ever devised. Well, like, it has its purposes, right? it has its purposes and there are the reasons, but short form content shouldn't be restricted to just portrait because it's dumb. Chugged away the hours gaming. Listen, meet me in Halo 3 and 4. Meet me at LAN, Muffin Girl. Like, portrait has its, like, ups and downs, but I just don't like portrait. I don't like making shorts. I don't enjoy the process at all. Because it's like, I can put so much more effort into a video with all of this space, but as soon as I put it in portrait, there's not much I can do. And half the time, I'm spending most of the time editing just making sure the camera flicks the right point in the full fucking video. Like, I made a video of, like, Alien Isolation once, and I had to, like, keep fucking, like, jostling the camera around to keep track of, like, what is going on and where the funny is supposed to come in. And then it's like I have to, like, refocus it back down into something else. It's so annoying. Fucking, I hate making shorts, and I hate short form styles. They're not cool, they're not creative, they're not innovative half the time. I don't know, it's like watching a movie, but it keeps cutting to random angles constantly, just to try and keep track of what's going on. And then, like, every other second's like another plot line or some shit, I don't know. I don't like short form. Half of that is because, like, I'm old, fuck short form content, I could never. The other half of that is me going, no, I just fucking hate short form content. I'm not, like, I watch shorts, don't get me wrong, I'm fucking human, and, like, that's half the fucking feeds nowadays. But I'll take a fucking video over a short any fucking day of the week. Like, if I'm going to invest my time into editing something glorious, I'm just going to make a video, not a short. Me slowly becoming David Lynch? I don't even know what that means. Who is David Lynch and why are we lynching him? Movie director? Why are we directing movies? Alright, we're directing a movie now. Everyone, places, please. Alright, this first scene, you know your lines, you remember your lines? Sure you do. Alright, so, the idea is, you gotta remember, we're gonna like CGI all of it in. That guy in the green suit, alright, he's cool. He's the monster. Right, and you gotta act all scared and stuff like that, alright? There's a famous clip of him railing against... Sorry. Locking in. There's a famous clip of him railing against watching his movies on a phone because it ruins the experience. I mean, he's not fully wrong is the thing. Phones do take away from the full cinematic experience. God, you have the humor of a 12-year-old. Why, thank you. I take great pride in my sense of humor. I'm very glad you pointed it out. Yes. And listen, there's nothing wrong with having a great sense of humor. You can be as jealous as you want to. Though I can't say anything because, you want a clip of you railing against? Is that what's going on? Railing against what? Ideally, I'm not railing anything. God, you have the humor. Listen, Tally. No, wait, I can't actually say anything to you because you beat me in Armello like 3 times in a fucking row, so never mind. You get the pass this time. You get the pass of my sarcasm and my witty banter. You and Amo. The thing I just imagine is just like a toggle switch. You're just like, all right, you go from bottom to top. There you go. I guess that's why they call them switches. You just flip the switch, just on and off. What if light switches, instead of like going just like up and down or like left or right if you're weird, what if they were just like a circle? And like the way you spun where the like center piece is depends on like the light level. So if you pull it all the way down, it like just leaves it in the dark. But if you like slide it up all the way, then it's like full brightness. Oh my god. You like, do those actually exist? You can't say you had one of them. Do you mean like the left-right style of light switch, the god-awful kind, or like the finger one? At great grandparents' house, it was hooked up to a chandelier lamp, which was weird because it was a regular-sized dining room. It was a dial. Oh, ooh, interesting. No, I was thinking like a smooth, like kind of like a joystick. You press it in to turn it on and off, and spun it to adjust brightness. You know what? I think we need to justify more customizable lights. I think it should be standard when you get a lamp or like RGB anything. It should come as like highly customizable without needing to download a third-party app. Just can everyone collectively agree to like just make one like collective app for all of the RGB shit? Can we outlaw LEDs for light bulbs? Okay, I mean, LEDs are like hyper power efficient is the thing, but the issue is that no one ever like makes them anything less than, you know, the fucking power of the sun white. Shit's worse than Discord light mode. They're like, you know, what made regular light bulbs so cool? You know, they weren't too bright, but they were like bright enough. And they had like, you know, a slight like warm glow to them, so it wasn't as like jarring. Yeah, you know what? What if we simply replaced all of that with a LED and we just set the brightness to max? What? The problem with LED headlights is that they're angled wrong. The problem with LED headlights is that they exist in general and they don't have a filter put over them to reduce the brightness. It would be so simple just to put like a warm colored filter or something over it so it's not as bad. Headlights have to be angled down so they don't shine too far. Yeah, but who ever thought of that, right? What do you mean you give a shit about other people on the road, you know, being able to fucking see? But LED lights are brighter, so they would need to be angled down further to compare to halogen. Yeah, but that would require, like, I don't know, consideration. LED are being angled the same as halogen. Yeah. So we can play. I shit you not. There are so many people who just drive around with their headlights on all the time. Middle of the fucking day, sun shining, and this white car is just like blinding me with our LEDs at full bright, and it's like, what are you seeing? Like, is that how you like see ghosts? Those aren't their headlights. What do you mean? Those are just their driving lights? Oh, I hate that. I hate that. I hate that so much. I assumed it was their headlights because it's so fucking bright. Why? Like, who John LED needs to be summarily, like, taken to prison. I fucking hate LEDs in cars. Like, LEDs for, like, household and stuff, where you can, like, at least adjust them and shit. Like, that's good. That's super power efficient. That's good. That means modern homes consume a little bit less of electricity. That is good. Cars don't need that. And if they do, make it fucking right. You hate house LEDs as well? Yeah, let me just turn my lamp off here. That's LED. Okay. I have a love-hate relationship with LEDs, and I definitely think they all need to be, like, have a filter put over them, and or someone considerate enough not to make the bulb just min-max white. It shouldn't feel like the THX logo every time I turn on the lights. White lights are always so damn bright. Yes, because they're white. White light reflects off of every fucking thing. It's super fucking bright. But the moment you add like a little bit of warmness to it, then it naturally absorbs into surrounding things and doesn't reflect back as much. I think. I don't know, I'm not a lightologist. I'm just a dum-dum. Also, Tally, are you still here? Tally, can I, Tally, do you want to play, like... So you're saying you're not bright. No, I'm not. Do you wanna, like, Armello after stream, maybe? Question mark? Maybe. Okay. If not, I'll just play like Pow World with a couple of buds. You have to go watch your niece for a bit. What about the nephew? Damn, fair enough. I don't know. I was trying to make a joke, but it didn't really stick. That was on me. God, I'm so happy Abiotic Factor finally got an update. And I'm also playing Sailblazers again with Crim every so often, which is very nice. I should get into the habit of just, like, passively recording random things. They fixed the ending to Abiotic Factor? What do you mean fix? Ending's just fine. Like, I don't, like, that's not really, I don't think the ending is much of an issue. I mean, there was a tease at the end, for something, yeah. I mean, like, the DLC is going to add, like another zone and stuff. Yeah, the tease was for the upcoming DLC, where you're gonna hop on a submarine and do things. But, I don't know. I love Abiotic Factor. I think it's done very well. I have been talking for 2 straight hours. Go Fisk Cthulhu. Gotcha. I mean, yeah, basically. Oh my god. Yeah, cameras. So, sue me for reclining back. I'm sorry. You can't keep tracking me that far. I understand. I am simply the uncollectible. Nah, I just have like low energy today. I don't know. I feel like I didn't get enough sleep. And I just had like a tiring conversation right before stream. So I'm just like... It's also, to be fair, for 2 hours I've been staring at my OBS, not actually doing it. That's on me, too. I need to shower and shave today, and then I'm gonna make some food. I might make a pizza, or just make some taquitos. You know, just get the rest of the day going. I don't know. I feel like I haven't done much today, and it bugs me. I need to do more. I need to do more, and I need to do longer streams, and I need to stream more often, and I need to make videos. I need to, like, stop hesitating. When the time comes, don't hesitate. Just act. I'll cut myself slack for today, though. To be fair, I have a reason to be tired. Power was out for God knows how long, so I was like half asleep and sweat for like half the fucking night. And I also took drugs, so that doesn't help. Alright, let me see who I can raid out to here. I think that's enough. I think my voice needs a little rest. I think I need a little rest. Next stream I'll actually do something though. I think that's fair. But yes, go ahead and say goodbye to YouTube here. I'm gonna go ahead and shut their side of the stream down. I'm gonna look them in the eye as I do it too. Goodbye, YouTube. We will see you the next time I stream as well. Wink wonk.